Hi, second grade, welcome back. So you guys should have completed 1, 2, and 3 on the Google Forms. If you haven't, it's your time to go back and do it now. So we're gonna go over the answers. So if you got something wrong on questions 1, 2, or 3, you need to be really focusing in and paying attention on why you got it wrong so that we don't make mistakes when we're writing our paragraph. So the first thing that you need to do is always start with everybody should be saying indent. Remember, 2 fingers down, start writing. Then what comes after that? Everybody should be saying the topic sentence. The topic sentence is what you have written in your box that answers the question. So I would copy it down directly. The lesson of the story is to not be greedy and to share. After that comes everybody should be saying evidence. Yeah, and I don't want to just write down M moves away. Why M has house. That's not complete sentences. So I really want to stretch it out so it makes sense. Remember, I'm trying to prove my topic sentence. I'm trying to prove that the lesson is to not be greedy and to share. So to stretch out my evidence, I'm going to say, the young man taught the merchant that it's important to share. At the beginning of the story, he tells the merchant that no one owns the shade, and he teaches this to the merchant when he buys the shade and follows the shade into the merchant's house. The merchant had to move away because of his greedy choices. And then I'm going to put, the young man opens his house and shares the shade with travelers. And then remember, for my conclusion sentence, I'm going to go back to my topic sentence and I'm going to look at what I'm trying to prove. And I'm trying to prove that the lesson is that to not be greedy and to share. So I'm just going to say this shows that the lesson of the story is to not to be greedy and to always share. Remember, this is a 3-paragraph essay. It's not just one paragraph, one paragraph, one paragraph. It's 3 all together. So this is what my final paper would look like. It would be my 3 paragraphs. So I'm going to go through a checklist using my paragraph CFFs to make sure I have all the parts. So I'm going to make sure I have an indent before each paragraph. Got it, good. Then I'm going to make sure that I have a topic sentence from my box, in my box and bullet plan for each paragraph. I can even look at my box and bullet plans and see that I copied the topic sentences down. So let me check. I'm good, I have my topic sentences. Then we need our pieces of evidence. You need at least 2 pieces of evidence. How many pieces of evidence? If you want to write 3 and push yourself, you absolutely can. Sometimes it's hard to find 3 pieces of evidence in the text. Sometimes you can push yourself to 3. You need at least 2 though. 1, not okay. You need 2 or 3 pieces of evidence. So I'm going to go through my paragraphs and make sure in every single paragraph I have 2 pieces of evidence. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Wow. 1, 2. Okay, so I have my evidence. That's done. I did both of my evidence. Now I need to make sure that I have a conclusion sentence at the end of every paragraph. So I'm going to go through and double check to see I have a conclusion sentence. Awesome job. So now I have a complete paragraph. Other things that you're going to want to check for is to make sure your work is neat. You also want to make sure you have a capital letter at the start of every sentence and a period at the end of the sentence. So now it's going to be your turn. So some of you are going to have that box and bullet plan already out. If you have that box and bullet plan close by, if you know where it is, go and get your box and bullet plan that you wrote down from yesterday or the day before. If you need to pause the video, that's okay. So what Ms. Poloncarz is going to do is I'm going to have a fresh piece of paper, okay? I'm going to have my fresh piece of paper, and I'm going to put it next to my box and bullet plan. So I have my box and bullet plan here, and then yours should be filled out. I'm gonna have my box and bullet plan here, and I'm gonna have my fresh paper here. That way I can copy my box and bullet plan right onto my paper. We should put them right next to each other, just like if we were in the classroom. We'd have the thing that we're copying right next to our fresh piece of paper. We should do that now. Now, if you're saying to yourself, oh no, Miss Poloncarz, I threw out the box and bullet plan. I didn't know we needed it again. No big deal. I have a box and bullet plan for you right now. The only thing is, I want you to understand the text evidence. So I want to make sure that you're rereading the story to make sure you have the same text evidence as me. Okay? So if you need a box and bullet plan, you can use this as a tool. Yesterday, when I gave you guys this box and bullet plan, I left it blank. So I just had blanks in for you to fill in the answers. If you have similar answers to me, good, keep them. You can copy your box and bullet plan. But if you have different answers than me, I want you to think, do I really have the evidence to prove this? Maybe you need to rethink your answers, okay? So I'm gonna go through what I have right now before you write your essay to make sure you're set up to be successful when you're writing your extended response paragraphs. So this is the box and bullet plan. So my topic sentence is going to answer the first question. So how does the merchant react to the young man sitting under the shade of the tree? I put that the merchant is blank. I filled it in angry when he finds the man sitting under the shade of the tree. You can also have that he's feeling frustrated. He's feeling mad. He's feeling like he overreacted. You can have those types of words in there. I picked angry. And then for my evidence, I have down that the merchant is questioning the young man about sitting in his shade, and that the merchant tries to sell the shade. To answer the second question, what does his reaction reveal about the character? Remember, reveal is a really, really big word for show. I'm going to put the merchant's actions reveal he is greedy and selfish. What other words could you have for the merchant? I bet a lot of you had greedy, selfish, maybe mean. If you had mean down, I totally see where you're coming from, but we're in second grade. We want to push it. We want to really push our thinking. Let's use a word like greedy to really make sure that we're pushing ourselves to use those college level words. He's really, really greedy, and we see that word a lot in the text. So I'm going to have, for my evidence to back that up, I put that the man forces the young man to pay for his shade, and that the merchant eventually leaves his house because the young man ends up moving into his house. All right, last question. What do the young man's actions reveal about his character? What did you guys think? How is the young man? What is he like in the story? I bet some people said he's generous, he's kind, maybe he's clever. Yeah, so I picked he's wise and considerate, but those other words that you said definitely work. If you said something different than Ms. Poloncarz, I want you to rethink. Does my evidence prove my topic sentence? So for my evidence for this, which you could have, you guys can also have different evidence. If you have evidence from the text that proves your point, keep it. I'm just trying to make sure that we have strong evidence when we write. I have that the young man tricks the man and ends up following the shade, and then he shares it with everybody. So the first one shows how he's wise, and my next quote shows how he's considerate. So then I would go, when I'm done writing my 3 paragraphs, remember you're going to be writing for some time, you're going to write your 3 paragraphs using your box and bullet plan. I'm going to go to my Google form, and I'm going to submit it. You are going to put your work in the Google form right here. If you have issues with it, you're going to text your teacher a photo or video. You can also, an option is you can show your work, or you guys can read your work. So if you want to read your beautiful paragraphs, please do that. Now, before you submit it, you might be saying, Ms. Poloncarz, what is this? This is just a checklist to make sure you checked your work, just like I did when I had mine. So you're going to say, do you have an indent? Do you have 3 paragraphs? Do you have a topic sentence? Do you have evidence? Do you have conclusion sentences? Do you have a capital letter? Do you have punctuation? And is your work neat? So you're going to go through and you're just going to check those off as you go through your work to make sure you have all the pieces. And then, of course, submit your work or talk it out. I can't wait to see your guys' extended responses.